Good Lord. Yeah, I made one notch there. This side was not square, so I had to mess around with that. And the way I had to put this in, I had to take it in and out a few times. So I had to make a notch over here, then I had to put this notch in. I had to taper that down at an angle. See? And then once I got it in there and got it fit, I had to notch this out for where that column's going to be. Now I'm ready to put it back in. See that over there? I had to put a temporary 2x6 there, kind of out at an angle, so I used my brackets and everything, and that helps hold the back side of that 4x12. I'm going to get you set up here. Oh. And I'm going to keep the camera rolling. You can see how this thing fits in here. You just have to measure back and forth a little bit. Up the ladder, down the ladder. Hey, at least I don't have to go exercise today. And so far, I got 7,327 steps. This was really tricky. So I gotta kind of put that in first because it notches over here, and I got the stucco in my way and everything else. But look at that. Notch that. I had to notch underneath there because the stucco was bulging. There was something else under here that the first time I tried to put it in here, I just couldn't get it. Sometimes when you get your wood, it's just a hair more than 3.5 inches tall, and then it will eventually, ultimately shrink. And I've got 1.25 inches on that side, and 1.25 inches on that side. I believe 1.25 inches and 1.25 inches. That was so tricky because this wall wasn't square. Let me get you. This wall wasn't square, so I had to cut off a little bit of that. To be able to push it, I had to notch this deeper so I could push it this way a little bit, so then I could pull that in, because I had to notch that too. And then underneath, okay, I'll get you back down there. Keep the camera rolling. Been at it all day just putting in these stairs. And see, I had to notch that because my siding is going to come straight down here, and I had to cut that back. The siding is going to come right across here, and from that edge, from this edge right here, straight down, I had to notch that so that plywood's going to come straight across and land over here. Then once I put all the siding up, then I'll have to put the 2x6s back up in there. I'll have to put this, a piece of plywood up at the top, and then wrap it with paper, have it come down the edges, 2 layers of 2x6s all the way around, and somehow I'm going to have to figure out how to hold that stuff up, cut it tight, and that sort of thing. See there? Look at that. That piece isn't even holding at all. Well, I wasn't quite sure, and I have that pushed up, and this flows out. It flows out. I put the level on it, and this goes downhill from here down, and I put my level over here for kicks, and that goes down. Man, it almost looks like I knew what I was doing. Almost. Have I ever had to build something like this again after dry rot? No way. Not like this, I didn't. Okay. So I'll just put one of these, little brackets right here, and then I'll put another one over here, probably one in the middle too, to hold that, until later on I'll have to build these stringers longer. And see, I can't put anything across here yet because the new 2x8s that come across here are going to attach to this column. And once I put the 2x6, once I put the plywood up, the OSB plywood and the 2x6s in there, and get them all supported back down here, I'm going to have to put some blocks in here so that it will accept this. Okay, once I get the plywood down here, I'll put 2x6 blocks through here where the 2x6 is going to be. I'll put a couple of them, and then I'll have to attach that to that over there before I can finish the stairs. Man, you see, I've been up late at night thinking about this a lot. Okay, so now I can take this 2x6 out. The beauty of the little brackets, I can just unscrew the brackets and stuff, and I'll end up putting a 2x6 right here, and it will be a temporary one because the final one's going to go up against this wall once this wall comes through here. So I'm gonna have to measure a tighter one and make sure I get this wedged up there nice and tight, and then put another bracket on it temporarily somehow, and then I'll come back to that later. Okay, nice. I wedged that 2x6 up there and put 2 screws. I'm going to take that back out later, but I've got it pushed up nice and tight where I want it, and I just going to leave it like that until I get this column built up here. And see, I used some more of my little brackets. These are temporary brackets because I've used the black sheetrock screws, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do just yet up there, but I'm going to leave those just for the time being. Look at this. Da 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 da. Got my 2 stairs in finally. See there? And I told you that riser is a 2x6 Douglas fir, and they had redwood in here, and I'm fine with the Douglas fir because it's going to be all painted. And I just thought, hey, it'll be nice and sturdy as well up there. Once I paint it and put some stuff on it and caulk it and everything, it'll just be fine. It's going to be no different than the Douglas fir stair treads, right? All these stair treads are Douglas fir, and I'm going to have to re-scrape them and do some putty work on them and caulk them before I paint them. And I'll end up doing that to all this stuff here too. but these are sturdy. These are really sturdy right now. They're not going to fall in, even though I've got stringers down there that go to nowhere, remember? See, eventually, see, this stringer is supposed to hold the stairs up, and so is this one. Well, I cut them off because they're all dry rotted. And see, that's a section that's dry rotted too. I don't think I'm going to glue it in there. I think I'm going to get rid of it. Oh, if I can get rid of it, I can beat it out of there. And then I'm going to end up putting a 2x6 all the way down this edge. Well, pretty far down there. And then it's going to attach here. I'm going to put two 2x8s coming across here, whereas before there was only one 2x6, and it was a redwood 2x6 too. That's a no-no. But see, for right now, these 4x12s are spanning all the way, and I've got them held up off of the wall. And they're fine. See, this one, I'm going to leave this one right in here. I got it screwed. This one's going to be left in here. I even went ahead and put construction adhesive down there. I also did it on the edge of that one. And I'll do it over here too after I get this 2x4, 2x6 out of here, because that's just a temporary one. That's holding that up. And I've done this side too. See? And that'll help bond it to here, because I don't have any screws or nails from this into the back side of the 2x6, because we're building it from the inside out. They're stuck on the outside of that and everything. Even this 2x6 is holding some of the weight, obviously all the way across on that edge, and it's being held over there too, and I'm fine with that. Okay, so that's my project today. What am I going to talk about next time? What am I going to do next time? Well, process of elimination. The very next thing I've got to do is work on this column, and I'm going to have to build my platform back down there at the bottom. And lucky for me, I got my pieces. There's my pieces right there, and here's my other couple pieces for it. Here's my plywood for it, and I'm going to set that up just like I did before so I can stand up in there. And then I've got to build that from the top on down. Right now it's just concrete at the very top. They put chicken wire across the top and stuccoed the sides, and all of the wood has been pulled out of there except this 2x6 here and this OSB plywood on the back side. That was okay, and so now I'm ready to put all the wood back in. That's going to be tricky. That is going to be tricky, but I'm basically going to do it the same way as I did this. You know, put that on there. You'll see tomorrow. That'll be for another time. Well, that's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more videos. I hope you learned something today, and you never know, whenever you watch my videos, you might just catch a few tips along the way about using brackets, about how I use the saw, about how I use the Sawzall, about how I use my chisel, about how I got the paneling, the plywood in there, how I got these 2x6 mounted, how I notched the 4x12s, all that kind of stuff. You just never know what you're going to learn when you watch my videos. So thank you for watching. And if you are not a subscriber, please subscribe. If you are a subscriber, thank you again for watching.